When a crisis happens, it's important that you're prepared. Ken Jenkins is with Jenkins, L.L.C. He specializes in crisis communications and crisis preparedness. Ken, we can learn from all kinds of crises as business leaders, can't we?
It's important to know how to respond in an emergency and how to respond effectively.
I know often you make sure we don't lose the human element when there's an air disaster, but that goes for any kind of a disaster.
Yes, that's correct. And in most cases, when you look at an emergency and a response to an emergency, most of the responders are quite capable in following their processes and procedures. What tends to get lost is realizing that we're dealing with human beings during the response and how we should effectively work with them.
Emotions can run high. How do you rein those in?
There's the million-dollar question. Emotions are one of the things that most people are not really quite comfortable in dealing with. We can deal with the hard and fast truth of things when it comes to anger and denial and numbness, particularly after an aviation disaster because of how it looks on television, what a survivor may experience. We're uncomfortable in talking with folks that have been through that experience. So it's important to really look at crisis communication skills and what to do in terms of communication in a crisis versus just day-to-day communication in normal business or, say, with our spouse.
And I would imagine that every business should have a crisis communications plan in place.
They should. And when most people hear, most organizations hear crisis communication plan, they really think about the media aspect of it and what they would share with a reporter or a press release. What I tend to focus on and think is most critical is actually how we communicate with the customer, the person impacted the most by the emergency, and focusing on how we would communicate with those individuals.
It's all good advice. Ken Jenkins is with KenJenkinsLLC.com. I'm Grant Stinchfield. This is a Lone Star Business Report.